A quiet confidence is being placed over you right now. Not loud, not dramatic, just clear. Because some seasons do not come with noise, they come with direction. And the message today is direct. God is writing it different. Your spouse will be younger, wealthier, and serious about commitment. Not younger and childish. Not wealthier and controlling. Not serious for a moment and confused the next day. Serious in the way that builds a home, protects peace, and stays consistent when real life begins. Subscribe now. Do it immediately. This channel is your standard reset and your clarity training. When you stay connected here, you stop making emotional decisions in pressure moments. You stop letting outside opinions reprogram your mind. You stop falling back into old patterns that cost you years. People will hear this title and react fast because it challenges what they are used to. Some people think younger means unserious. Some people think wealthier means arrogant. Some people think commitment is rare, so they expect everyone to waste time. But God does not write by society's stereotypes. God writes by purpose, capacity, and character. When God is writing it different, your story will not fit the templates that people around you use to feel comfortable. So let's talk plainly. Because this is meant to create real change, not just temporary emotion. When God says your spouse will be younger, wealthier, and serious about commitment, God is describing capacity. Capacity is the ability to carry the weight of marriage without collapsing, blaming, or disappearing. Capacity is emotional maturity. Capacity is financial responsibility. Capacity is spiritual and mental discipline. Capacity is the ability to keep building on ordinary days, not only on romantic days. And if you have been in relationships where you carried everything, capacity will feel like relief. It will feel unfamiliar at first, because you may be used to being the planner, the fixer, the emotional adult, the one who holds everything together. Some of you have been strong for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be supported without guilt. God is writing it different. Younger does not mean unserious. Let's start with the word that triggers people the most: younger. A lot of people talk as if age automatically equals maturity. That is not true. Age gives years. Maturity gives discipline. A person can be older and still reckless with loyalty. A person can be older and still unstable emotionally. A person can be older and still allergic to accountability. A person can be older and still addicted to attention. A person can be older and still afraid of commitment. So stop using the wrong measurement. A younger spouse can be serious when they have learnt self-leadership. Self-leadership means they manage themselves. They do not need to be parented. They do not need to be chased. They do not need constant reminders to be respectful. They do not need to be begged to communicate. They show up like an adult. If God says younger, it means your spouse has a fresh kind of humility and teachability. They are not stuck in ego. They can learn. They can adjust. They can grow without turning correction into conflict. They are not competing with you. They are not threatened by your strength. They respect what you bring, and they do not resent it. People who are younger but ready tend to move with clarity. They do not hide behind confusion. They do not use "I'm not sure" as a lifestyle while taking relationship benefits. They do not keep you in a holding pattern. They respect time. They respect purpose. They respect a future. And that is why you cannot let the wrong voices talk you out of a good person simply because of a number. Your life is not built by commentary. Your life is built by patterns. Wealthier does not mean flashy. Now let's talk about the second word, wealthier. This is not a message that tells you to chase money. This is a message that tells you God is sending a spouse with stewardship. Stewardship is the ability to manage resources responsibly. A person can have money and still be careless. A person can have money and still be disloyal. A person can have money and still be emotionally unsafe. So wealth by itself is not the prize. The prize is wealth with character. A wealthier spouse in this message is not someone who throws money to impress you. It is someone who understands stability, someone who can plan, someone who can save, someone who can build, someone who can reduce stress in the home instead of creating constant financial emergencies. This kind of spouse does not make you feel purchased. They do not provide and then demand control. They do not spend and then remind you. They do not give and then guilt you. They do not use money like a leash. They use resources like a tool for building a life. And for some of you, this will heal a deep fear. Because some people have only seen money used as manipulation. They have only seen provision used as leverage. They have only seen gifts used to silence pain. But God is writing it different. The wealth comes with honor. Serious about commitment means structure, not vibes. Now the third part of the title is the most important. Serious about commitment. Serious commitment is not an emotional statement. It is a way of living. A person who is serious about commitment is serious about truth. They do not lie casually. They do not keep secret options. They do not flirt with boundaries. They do not entertain behavior that creates distrust. A serious person is serious about clarity. They do not keep you guessing. They do not avoid serious conversations. They do not disappear when topics like marriage, values, and timelines come up. A serious person is serious about consistency. They show up on ordinary days. They stay respectful when stressed. They repair when wrong. They do not punish you with silence. They do not turn disagreements into disrespect. A serious person builds. So what does God mean when God says serious about commitment? It means you are being matched with someone who wants to finish what they start. Someone who sees marriage as responsibility, not a performance. Someone who can hold covenant weight. And here is what changes your real life. Once you understand this, you stop being impressed by charm and you start being impressed by capacity. That shift alone will save you years. Why this feels unbelievable for some people, let's be honest. Some people listening to this message have been disappointed so many times that they struggle to believe commitment exists. They have seen sweet beginnings that turned into confusion. They have seen promises that turned into excuses. They have seen "I love you" that turned into disrespect. So your brain learned to protect you by expecting the worst. That is normal. That is survival. But survival mode cannot lead you into marriage. Survival mode will treat peace like a trap. Survival mode will interrogate love that is consistent. Survival mode will test what should be communicated with. So if God is writing it different, you also have to receive it different. That means you stop calling peace boring. Peace is not boring. Peace is expensive. Peace is the product of maturity. That means you stop chasing intensity. Intensity without stability is not passion. It is anxiety. That means you stop accepting confusion as normal. Confusion is not romance. Confusion is often avoidance. That means you stop rewarding inconsistency. If someone is inconsistent, do not pay them with deeper access. Pay them with distance. Real change begins with what you stop rewarding. The patterns that reveal a younger, wealthier, committed spouse. So how do you recognize the spouse described in this title? Not by fantasy, not by hype, but by patterns. A younger, committed spouse respects your time. They do not waste it. They do not keep you in a gray area. They understand that time is life. A younger, committed spouse respects your boundaries. They do not argue with your no. They do not punish you for moving wisely. They do not pressure you to move faster than your values. A younger, committed spouse communicates. They do not leave you in silence for days and call it normal. They do not disappear when life gets heavy. They do not ghost accountability. A younger, committed spouse is consistent. They do not show up strong and then fade. Their effort does not depend on your mood or your chasing. A wealthier, purposed spouse shows stewardship. They are not reckless. They are not addicted to appearances. They are not financially chaotic. They are not always in crisis. They can build. A purposed spouse has direction. They are not drifting. They are not aimless. They are not addicted to entertainment. They are building something. They can speak about plans, not just dreams. And a serious spouse does not fear commitment conversations. They do not treat clarity as pressure. They treat clarity as protection. When you see these patterns repeating, you do not let outsiders confuse you. The outside voices will be loud when your spouse is younger and wealthier. People will talk. Some will joke. Some will question motives. Some will act concerned. Some will warn you using stereotypes instead of facts. You need to understand something. Many people do not know how to respond when they see someone entering a better season, so they call it suspicious. They call it too good. They call it unrealistic. It helps them feel safe, because if your blessing is real, they have to face what they settled for or what they avoided. So keep this rule in your mind. People who are not building your life should not be steering your decisions. They are not paying your bills. They are not carrying your stress. They are not living with your consequences. They are not waking up with your regret if you choose wrong. So you can respect them without giving them access to the steering wheel. This is not pride. This is maturity. Do not confuse wealth with control. Now let's address something important. Because wealth can attract the wrong dynamics if you are not wise. Some people use money as control. They provide to dominate. They give to create obligation. They pay for things so you feel you cannot speak. They spoil you so you cannot confront disrespect. That is not your spouse. That is manipulation. A committed, purposed spouse does not require you to trade your voice for comfort. They do not require you to trade your dignity for gifts. They do not require you to trade your boundaries for benefits. So here is the clearest reality check. Can you say no without consequences? If you say no and they remain respectful, steady, and kind, that is maturity. If you say no and they become cold, punishing, angry, or insulting, that is control. Marriage cannot be built under control. A home built under control becomes a prison. God is writing it different. So your spouse's provision will feel safe, not heavy. Serious about commitment means they will not play with loyalty. A committed spouse protects loyalty before marriage. They do not entertain harmless flirting. They do not keep secret conversations. They do not collect attention like a hobby. They do not live like they are single while telling you they are serious. They protect the relationship even when nobody is watching. They protect your name. They protect your dignity. They protect your peace. And if you have never experienced that kind of protection, it will feel like luxury. Not luxury as in expensive things, but luxury as in emotional safety. Your preparation matters now. Hear this. If God is sending a younger, wealthier, committed spouse, you must be mature enough to keep them. Some people pray for a serious spouse, but live with seasonal habits. Seasonal habits look like this: silence as punishment, testing instead of communicating, seeking validation from outsiders, keeping backup options, moving by emotion only, ignoring patterns because of chemistry, accepting disrespect because you fear being alone. Those habits push committed people away. A serious spouse values peace. They value structure. They value honesty. They value emotional stability. So if you want what you say you want, you must grow into it. This is where real life change happens, not when you meet them, when you become ready for the kind of love you asked for. The difference between attraction and alignment, this is also important. Many people choose a partner because they feel pulled, but they never check alignment. Attraction is a pull. Alignment is agreement. Alignment means shared values, shared definition of marriage, shared boundaries, shared respect, shared direction. A person can be younger and wealthy and still wrong for you if there is no alignment. So do not get excited and stop thinking. Keep your standards. Ask about values. Ask about future plans. Ask about loyalty. Ask about conflict. Ask about money habits. Ask about family expectations. Ask about faith and principles, if that matters to you. A serious spouse will not run from these conversations. They will respect you more for having them. How this love will feel different when God is writing it different. Your body will notice. You will not feel like you are chasing. You will not feel like you are begging for consistency. You will not feel like you are decoding moods. You will not feel like you are competing for basic respect. You will feel calm. Not because life is perfect, but because you are not alone in the wait. You feel like you have a teammate. You will notice yourself thinking clearer. You will notice yourself smiling without forcing it. You will notice your stress decreasing. You will notice your hope returning without desperation. That is what a committed, purposed spouse does. They add stability. They do not add confusion. What to do when fear tries to sabotage? Fear will try to speak when something good is forming. Fear will say, this won't last. Fear will say, they will change. Fear will say, you don't deserve this. Fear will say, people will laugh at you. Fear will say, you'll look foolish. Fear is loud, but fear is not always wise. Here is how you handle fear like an adult. You do not argue with fear using emotion. You answer fear using evidence. Ask yourself, what has this person consistently shown me? How do they handle boundaries? How do they handle conflict? How do they handle stress? How do they handle money? How do they handle attention from others? How do they respond when I slow? down. Evidence calms fear. And if evidence is weak, you do not force it. You observe longer. You protect yourself. You keep your standards. A serious spouse will respect your pace. A warning about people who love drama. Some people will try to pull you into their drama when you are building something stable. They will want constant updates. They will want constant details. They will want you to prove your relationship to them. Do not do it. A peaceful relationship grows best when it is not constantly being handled by outsiders. Privacy is not hiding. Privacy is protection. If you want a strong marriage, stop turning your relationship into group discussion. Get counsel from one or two wise people with stable lives. Everyone else gets a respectful distance. Financial alignment without shame. Since this title mentions wealth, we need to speak responsibly. A wealthier spouse does not mean you stop having your own stability. A healthy marriage is not one person rescuing the other. It is two people building a future with clear agreements. So be mature about money conversations. Not emotional. Not awkward. Clear. Talk about spending habits. Talk about saving. Talk about debt. Talk about generosity. Talk about family support, expectations. Talk about goals. Talk about how you will handle big decisions. A serious spouse welcomes these conversations because they are not playing, they are planning. And if someone refuses money conversations while claiming they want marriage, they are not ready. Marriage requires stewardship. The life shift you must make today, this message should change how you move, starting now. Stop giving access too quickly. Stop rewarding inconsistency. Stop entertaining confusion. Stop chasing people who are unsure. Stop making excuses for disrespect. Stop shrinking your standards to keep attention. And start doing this instead. Choose clarity early. Move slow enough to observe patterns. Protect your boundaries. Communicate cleanly. Keep your life structured. Stay consistent in your standards. Honor, peace. This is how you position yourself for the spouse God is sending. God is writing it different, so you move different. Some of you are about to step into a season where you do not have to struggle for love. And that can feel strange when struggle has been your normal. But struggle is not proof of destiny. Confusion is not proof of chemistry. Chasing is not proof of love. Commitment is proof of seriousness. Consistency is proof of maturity. Respect is proof of capacity. God is writing it different. And you are not going to ruin it by listening to fear, stereotypes, or spectators who do not understand your assignment. So stand in this truth. You are allowed to be loved well. You are allowed to be chosen clearly. You are allowed to be supported without guilt. You are allowed to build a peaceful home. You are allowed to receive a spouse who is serious. And if your story looks different than other people's stories, that is not a problem. That is confirmation that God is writing it different. Here is your closing decision. You will not reject peace because it feels unfamiliar. You will not let stereotypes override evidence. You will not let outside voices contaminate your future. You will not accept seasonal love when covenant is being prepared. You will not miss your spouse because you needed everyone to agree. Subscribe now if you haven't yet. Stay connected here so your mind stays trained and your standards stay steady. Like this message so it reaches someone who thinks they have to settle for confusion. Come at different and divine to seal it. Share it with one person who needs to stop fearing stable love and start preparing to receive it. God is writing it different. Your spouse will be younger, wealthier, and serious about commitment. And the peace you feel is not a trap. It is the foundation of the home you are about to build.